Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dion. I call this the crazy troll nation of YouTube. And this is not chapstick today, it's Tillamook. This is mint chocolate chip ice cream scented and flavored. And you would think I would know the names of these things by now. On my face right now, I'm a Fenty Brow Pencil, Fenty Primer, Fenty Foundation. I wear shade 335. And for my lower lash line and inner rims, upper and lower, we have Sephora 12-hour retractable eyeliner. The shade is 14 Shimmer Khaki Green. Yes! So this is where we are right now. I don't know why I'm hyped. I'm exhausted. Okay. We're doing our second look today with DeDe's Signature, the classic autumn palette. And this is what she looks like. So we're going to use the shades that we did not use in yesterday's look. Today, you know what? It's the same day. Today is still November 7th, except it's at nighttime instead of early in the morning. I know y'all, being nocturnal is a thing. It just changes all sorts of stuff. So yeah, if you're new here, hello and welcome. I call this the Crazy Troll Nation. The crazy, just enjoying doing videos, knowing it's okay to be yourself, however your authentic self is, to try not to feel like you need to emulate someone else or do things a certain way because other people do, or, you know, have like a YouTube persona type thing. Just be yourself. And it may sound like a crazy concept because a lot of times it starts to seem like we see a lot of the same things and a lot of personalities. And it's like, are you all clones? Just with different hairstyles? I'm tripping. This is gonna be one of them videos. This is part of the crazy too, that I just be saying stuff. So hopefully you're laughing with me or laugh at me. That's fine too, because I know I'll be acting up. The troll part of the Crazy Troll Nation is not caring too much about the beauty community standards. As you're watching beauty related content, try not to fall into and feel like you need that particular brand, that particular product, that particular tool. Whatever technique they're using, you have to do that thing. Try not to fall into that because you set the standard for yourself. You need to like how your makeup looks. Use whatever you want to, however you want to. What you feel about yourself is far more important than what other people say or may think about you. And that leads to the bottom line of the Crazy Troll Nation is self-acceptance and self-love. Embracing your natural features, which might sound crazy because, you know, people want to cover everything up and look like somebody else and be catfishing people. Don't catfish people. Embrace your natural features. Enhance them if you want to, when you want to, but never feeling like you have to. Listen, y'all. Love yourself for who you are and for how you look, even without face paint on. That's what we stand for here. Owning who you are and just rocking it and loving yourself for it. That's the Crazy Troll Nation. Crazy sounding concept, right? It's really not. It's a very freeing thing to just own who you are and just rock it and knowing that you're okay. So if you're new here, I have to let you know I do curse sometimes in videos. Excuse me. What's happening to my ear? Excuse me. Because I curse sometimes. Yeah, so we're going to get into this palette. Mushroom is still everywhere, and I did clean it up, but every time it moves, Mushroom just wants to just grow and just keep growing. And I don't even know like what this is, like what shadow this is that's over here. And this, maybe if I took alcohol and scrubbed it, I can get it off. But whatever this is, and I don't think this is the black shade, but yeah, the palette is looking well loved, and I only swatched it once and used it for that look yesterday. So anyway, we're going to take Pumpkin, this shade right here, and this is going to go on the first half of the lid. This is an Hourglass number 3 brush, and we are just pressing because for me, say it with me if you've been here, the Fenty primer is what? A tacky primer. For me. For some people it's not. And I know I say a lot of the same things in a lot of my videos, and I do that for if there's newer people here, so they will know and understand why I do things the way I do, or like why things may work for me that may not work for other people. Or, you know what, it's on YouTube, beauty related content, we see a lot of the same things, and the popular stuff is the popular stuff. I know I don't do the popular stuff, and me explaining why I'm doing what I'm doing or why is part of the do what you want to, however you want to get your makeup on the way you want to. And so it's just me reinforcing what we stand for here without repeating the intro like 10 times through a video, which I could easily do because I do really love my intro. You know what? Let me grab this other brush. My, that lower lash line, that eyeliner we put on the lower lash line, it must have gotten into my lashes because some of it is flaking off. And I know it's the eyeliner because it's green and I'm seeing dark, little dark dots, I guess, down here. And I know it's not pumpkin because that's not dark. So, and that does happen every now and then. So let's leave that brush there in case we need it later. Now we're going to go, don't cover up your notes, troll. Now we're going to go into Pears, this shade here. And that's going to go in the second half of the lid. You see I have my lab coat on, second time using this palette. We are going to layer for this video. And you know what? I'm feeling like, because I just dipped in the kiwi. So I'm going to put that brush away and take another Hourglass number 3, a clean one. Go back in the Pears. And I feel like I've been experimenting a lot lately. I don't know. I don't even remember at this point if I wore the lab coat when I did those Xenon looks. Those were definitely experiments. I'm just like, But then I don't even know if I did or not. So we're going to bring this. So we're trying to keep this line straight and just put it here. So yeah, I feel like I experiment quite a bit. And even if I don't say I am, like I feel like I am, because I think for all the times I say just do what you want to, I have a confidence issue because I do feel like I'm just experimenting and I don't know how the look is going to come out. Like my confidence is we're going to get the damn look done. But then at the same time, I hear myself saying a lot in videos, I don't know what this is going to look like, but we're going to find out what it's going to look like because this is what we're going to do. So now that I'm saying all of that, I don't even know if it's a confidence thing because I know I'm going to do the look. And if I don't like it, you know, I'll learn from it. And so let me know what you think that's about. Like, I don't know. And I don't want to start analyzing myself, but yet I'm asking you what you think. So is it because I just ask a lot of questions in my videos? I don't know. So that is there. So the trick is going to, not the trick, but the challenge is going to be now that we have shadow on top of the primer, there's going to be nothing for the shimmers to stick to because and seeing that I can do like this, I couldn't do this before because the primer for me is tacky. But the primer is covered up down here. The only primer that's not covered up is up here at the top. So we're going to see. So we're going to use the Esom V27 brushes because they're smaller. And this palette is messy. I don't know if you see all this shadow over here. This is messy. Why am I whispering? We're going to take apricots, this shade. And yeah, you know it. It's going to go on top of this one. And this is, I did not end up using this yesterday. This is the same texture as Figs. It's creamy. It's not hard pressed. Let me not speak too soon. Let me just put it on and we're going to see. So we're going to layer this on top of here. That's pretty. I do see brush strokes in here, but it's not like how this one was hard pressed. This is the chunky monkey. This is a baby chunky monkey. These two are smooth. This one looks smooth. We are going to use that today. And did we use dragon fruit yesterday? No, we're going to use this one that looks like it might be flaky. But we're going to use these. And after this video, we're going to do other stuff. I'm going to not have on a lab coat and we're just going to do other stuff and just do looks. So these two looks are just using the palette. That's pretty. So this is just pumpkin and this is pumpkin with apricots on top. This is a pretty shade and it layers well. And because this is layering so well, I think this is the type of shadow that it would be easy to put over top of a shadow base because it is just gliding on, even though, as I said, it might be challenging because there's nothing for it to stick to, but it's just gliding on. You know what we're going to do right now? I'm going to tell you what we're going to do right now after we do this one more time. we are going to take a sponge tip applicator because I just want to see, is that going to amp up the shine on this shadow? So this is just brush application. This is a, oh, okay. Yeah, so if you want more than this. Oh, and I tapped off and it's just, oh, okay. For me, sponge tip applicators mimic a finger application. I don't use my fingers to make a, wow. You see that difference? Sometimes I watch videos and they say, oh, you see the difference? And I'm like, no. So if you see this difference, let me know, because I see a difference. Like this, and it feels like it's some on my face. That, wow. But it did get messy. So this is apricots chunking up around the side from when I swirled. This is what I did. I took the sponge tip and I swirled like this. And so it did lift up some of the shadow, and then I tapped off, and it did tap off. So we're going to do that over here. Ooh. If you don't want to use your fingers for makeup, use sponge tips. I have a link, I think, down below for these. If not, I'll put it below. I know I have a link to Amazon down below, and it goes to Coty lotion, but you don't have to get the lotion. Once you're on Amazon, anything you purchase will count. It is an affiliated link, so feel free to use that and to share that link with whoever, because I think most people do shop. Look at these colors. I do think most people do shop on Amazon, so feel free to use that that code and to share it with people. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I'll put a link specifically for these, and that's what I should link it to instead of the Coty lotion. This is friggin' like, whoa. I don't see anything under here. And I think I'm gonna do like I did earlier today and just put more foundation on. Oh, you know what? Oh, it did fall out because I see a whole bunch of stuff right here. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna just put that brush away because we're just gonna cover up later with foundation like we did yesterday, which I think worked out well. Now we're gonna take squash. You know it. It's gonna go on top of kiwi. So we're getting all of our vegetables and fruits today through our makeup. This shade, these are nice. Mushroom is kind of like, I don't know, but these two. I should have left the outer corner blank. Maybe something flicked on my face. Maybe I'll put some of this just for like outer corner, just to have something dark there. Because do we have? No, we don't have outer corner shade, and we are overlapping. So you see, we're pulling it this way. This is pretty. We are going to take the sponge tip just to see after we get this on. I'm overlapping already over here just to get this blend. This palette is messy. I'm looking at it like this is only my second time using you for a look. I'm just like, wow. It looks well loved already, which is a good thing. This, I'm checking to see if the corners, if this part is looking the same, and it's kind of not. So we're going to just put that, yeah, right there. If we do an outer V, that'll help that too. I liked how the outer V turned out yesterday with the black, and we brung it over, dragged it over into the upper transition area. I liked how that turned out. That was like a punk type look, and I really do like it. We're going to go back and forth in between lightly. These are nice. We're going to take a sponge tip. Still going in the squash. We just want to see. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, it does amp it up. And I remember saying when I did the swatches that, okay, keep in mind I'm using a sponge tip. Keep in mind it's on my forehead. Keep in mind I have foundation on. But this is nice. So this is just brush application. This is sponge tip application over a brush application. I'm liking how these are performing. This is not as amped up as apricots, and I think it's just the tone of it because this is a bright shade. This is a much brighter, fiery type shade than this one, but I think that's why it looks like that. But this is still amping it up. Using a sponge tip and tapping off is creating a lot of fallout in the pan. I'd rather have fallout in the pan than on my face. But we're going to take the brush just in case there's anything loose, any loose shadow. And we're going, yeah, there was. We're going back with the brush that had this shade on it. We're not adding anything to it. We're going to pull this way. So we're just working on just the blend. I like, ooh, wee child. Or as my dad would say, ooh, child. It just makes me laugh when he says that. I don't know if it's the tone of when he says that, but this is, oh man, this is nice. It just always makes me laugh when he does that. And I have, oh my gosh, putting squash with a sponge tip, there is a ton. Oh my Lord. This whole area. And this, oh, So when I put the foundation on it, I don't know what color is going to turn the foundation because that's green. It's green and gold. I know you might be saying, you know, take a makeup remover wipe or whatever, but when I use makeup remover wipes to remove makeup, after a while my skin starts to itch. And so even using makeup remover wipes, I still need to actually wash my face with face cleanser and water. So that's why you never see me clean up with makeup remover wipes. I have seen a tip, I think her name is Ivana. She uses a Q-tip with Vaseline on it. And then she'll go back and make sure all the Vaseline is off. But because I already have on foundation and stuff, I keep saying I'm gonna try that though. But I would need to not do my foundation first in order to do any of that. But anyway, let's just keep going. So we have our green liner on underneath, and now we're gonna, oh, look at this palette. You probably can't see what I'm seeing, but there is like this whole area. It's just, oh my gosh. We're gonna take Kiwi, this shade here. We're taking this thick brush again. What time is it? Okay. I said I might do, I'll put on my community tab, I might do an impromptu live tonight because I'm going away and I do want to wear makeup, but I'm like, what do I want to take? I don't know. I like how this automatically blows it out, and we're going to do a straight line over here. And so I am going to go ahead and do the live. It'll be over by the time you see this. And again, today is November 7th. What we're doing with this brush is we're just pressing and wiggling and then tapping off. And it is angled. So we're putting the angled part on the outside because of the shape of my eye. And then we flipped it over, the angled pointy part on the inside to get into the corner. And we didn't do a good job at that. I needed it to come higher up. And then we're going to go back to pointy side out and just press and wiggle over here. We're going to tap in one time and tap off and press and wiggle. Y'all know I still want to use that orange eyeliner from Melt. Do we want to be punkish again today and do that? That brush we used for lower lash line that didn't clean, well, under here that didn't clean up, we're just going to take this and buff this like this. This side is darker. Is it? I don't know. Let me go back with Kiwi again. And I think this side is further down. That's what I think. So we're going to press. These mattes in here are nice. So I think, all right, now we're going to go back with this brush with no shadow on it. And we're just going to buff out. Maybe this is what buffed it down. I don't know. We're going to leave this like this for now, I say, as I flick it out. I'm liking this look. You know what? I realize I do a lot of green looks, or it might just seem like it. Actually, I do quite a bit of green looks. Now we're going to take Dragon Fruit. Is that it, really? Dragon Fruit. I want something up here. So I'm going to take a different blending brush. I could put Pumpkin up there. This shade, because that was a there, not there when we used it yesterday. So we're taking Dragon Fruit with the pointed pencil brush, and we're just going to put that right here. That is it. I think, I'm wondering what this would look like over a black base. And then I'm like, does it matter? Because we have these types of shades in the Xenon palette, that wet effect type sparkly shade. So just trying to get it right here without putting too much. So we're just coming around the tear duct area. You see exactly where it is. So what I'm doing is I'm swiping and turning and swiping and then tapping off. I was looking to see if it was making a mess. And we're just doing right here. Just like that. And that's all we're going to do with that. All right, we're going to take a clean brush and we're going to go into pumpkin, this shade right here. And we're going to just tap straight in and we're going to tap off and we're going to tap up here. My face is looking crazy. Like this whole and over. It's going to look funky, I think. Putting foundation on top of that. Because it's going to make it turn green, I think. But it'll just be green. It'll go with the eye look. Now we're just going to go small circular motions. Pumpkin did not do much up here. And you saw it on my lid just over the primer. It is a there, not there color. But I do like it for brow bone. Because this is just my skin with the primer on top. And the Fenty primer does have a pink tint to it. And this is with pumpkin. So you can see a very slight difference. And that's enough difference for me. I did tap in again. We're going to tap on. And then we're going to do small circular motions. And so we're just blending out that top line. So I do like this shade for this. Even though I think if I put too much, I think it could get more mustardy and start to look grungy, which I do like. But this is not a grunge look. So I do like this. I like how this is looking. I want to do something with the outer corner. Do we want to try and do another outer V thing again, or just leave it? I wish I could hear you. We're going to take Kiwi, which is on. Part of me is like, just leave it alone. And part of me is like, because this is, we can use this line for outer V and just come straight up and just do a hook. We're going to do an outer corner. We're not going to do an outer V. We're going to do an outer corner with Kiwi. So we're taking, this is a Fenty 230. Is it? How come I don't know this is the 230? You know how often I use this darn brush. So we're tapping into Kiwi and we're tapping off. So this is what it is on the brush. And we're going to do the outer corner of the lid. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'm tripping. How will that orange liner look over top of this green? That's what I'm wondering about. That was like just enough. I say as I dip in again. Is this eye tearing? So we're patting this on and then we're lightly feathering inward. So we're just like putting the brush here and going this way. We're not going back and forth. So press, swipe, press, swipe. So that's what we're doing. I like this. I like this a lot. This side looks a little higher up. So we're going to just press in lightly and tap off. And we're going to bring this up. We're going back and forth just over where we put the Kiwi. Okay, yeah. Oh, suck it now. Feeling myself, can't dance. But I don't care. What are we going to do? Are we going to take... I like this look. Look at my bags. It's like, how y'all doing today? You see all this Sunday? Y'all, it's going to look a mess when... I'm wondering if I should put on concealer and then put on more foundation, because I think it's going to turn the foundation a funky color. Because this foundation matches me. It's still looking kind of yellowish, putting that over green. What do I want to do? I just want to use pumpkin, but I think that'll be too much. I'm going to be somewhat sensible today. We're going to take Contemplative State, which I had out, and we're also going to use the Esom brush. I've been neglecting these because I've been liking the MAC 210 so much, and this is the T03. I'm not going to be able to get a thin line like I do with the MAC 210. If I use just the tip of the brush, which is challenging for me to do. Let me put these other brushes away. you're going to hear a clank. But if I use just the tip of the brush, I am able to get a thin line, not as thin as the MAC 210 brush. And so it's just really just paying attention. I have it in my eyelashes. You can't even see. You see that in my eyelash? You can't even see this over that gold, which is okay. It is in my eyelash, and that's going to create problems. Oh, don't drop the cat. When I do my mascara. When this dries, when these paint pot dries, y'all, it ain't no, you can't, it's not going to move. I didn't use the tip of the brush over here and it's wide, but it doesn't matter because you can't see it over that gold shade. I do want to, I used this brush exclusively. I have like 6 of them, I think. It's 8. I bought them at different times. The last 2 they sent me based on my review on their website. So I have 8 of these now, but it's just hard to get a thin line. I think these would work better if you do a graphic liner. This is jacked up. Like if you're just doing like a line up here or a line somewhere else. But for upper lash line, for me, it's hard to get a thin line because the brush is thick. And even though it's tapered, it's still a thick brush. But I used them exclusively when they sent me the other 2 because I'm like, if I can just get the hang of it. That's the swoosh. I don't like a swoosh. I like the straight. We're going to leave it because it's there and there ain't nothing I can do about it because I'm not wiping makeup off and starting over. So, I'm going to just take some shit. This is, all right, we're going to just take another full pump of foundation like we did yesterday. And we're going to put this on the face. And then after that, I want you to see this process. And after that, we'll edit out, hiccuping, excuse me. We're going to edit out the rest of the face. And then come back and, actually, I'm going to take Squirt, which may or may not show up. That's the MAC Stack Mascara. Actually, that's not bad. What was I worried about? Around my nose has been red lately. It usually is, so we're going to put some more there, and we're just scraping what's left. This is a palette I used earlier that I had the foundation and primer on. And so, actually, that looks good. It didn't turn into a funky color. Okay. So, that's good to know. I'm really digging that Fenty, excuse me for the clank. Foundation. So we're gonna put Squirt on. We're gonna edit out the rest of what we're gonna do. We're gonna use the Fashion Fair Set It Loose powder in Truly Tawny. And I think I'm gonna just grab one of the Hourglass palettes, probably Snake. And we're gonna do that and we're gonna come back. I don't wanna do a green lip because I think that's just way too much green. Do I wanna do a black? I was looking at the look, maybe a purple. I don't know, but we're gonna figure it out. So you will see me in a split second. This is our finished look, y'all, and I am digging it. So what we did was we did take the Fashion Fair Set It Loose Truly Tawny powder. Then we went into actually the Tiger palette from Hourglass, and we used this shade here, which is a finishing powder, but for me it's a bronzer, and this is Transcendent Light. And then we use this shade here, shade number 5, I'm reading upside down, Copper Flash Strobe Light. So for me, I usually use it as a blush light, and I used it for a blush today, and I'm like, this has a sheen to it, and that's why I usually use it as a blush light, but I do like it as a blush. This right here, number 2, we use as a highlighter, and it is Brilliant Glow Strobe Light. So that's what we did, and then we went in with the Hourglass Radiant Light, and we put this under eye and also all over the face. This is a finishing powder as well. Finishing powder is a powder you put on after you finished everything else. Then what did we do? We sprayed our face with the Fenty What It Do Makeup Refreshing Spray, and then we used Nema Tang Dose of Colors lip liner in the shade, I don't know, chocolate chip, it says. And then we use Sephora Collection number 27 Black Cherry lip. This is what we got, y'all. I am digging it. I really like this look. Honestly, though, I could do this with, is it Moolah Bank? Because this is very similar to a look I've done before. I can do that with this palette and probably, actually, I do know for, not for, but using some of my lethal shades, I can do this look. And I'm looking at, this is another Mission Triple X palette. No, I cannot do this look with that because of how bright that gold is, but there is a bright gold like that in the Moolah Bank palette, which I just showed you. And I do have other palettes that has the golds and the greens. And on my Instagram, I did a slideshow of different green looks that I did. And I felt compelled to do that because someone had posted, how many greens do we need after the Natasha Denona Yucca palette came out, or Yucca palette, depending on where you are and how you pronounce it. And I'm thinking, actually, I do greens kind of. And I know the question wasn't just for me, it was just in general. But I did a slideshow of however many green looks that I have done. So green for me is it. Okay, to the look, my thoughts. I love how Contemplative State gave us a double wing or triple wing. So you see shadow up here, then a wing, and then some shadow under here. So I am liking that effect. And I remember I did it consistently for a while ago. I did it consistently because I like the look of shadow and then the wing, because then it looks like it's a double wing. I like pumpkin up here because it's a shade, but not really. If I put it on lightly, it just blends into my skin tone. And it eliminates the pinkish hue to the Fenty primer that I use. I'm loving the lid work. I love that we put kiwi. What's that kiwi? This palette, y'all, is messy. It's just stuff everywhere in here. But putting kiwi on the outer corner, that, yeah, that's my vibe. So, and I'm liking it with the lip. I have a couple greens, but I'm just like, that's too just monochromatic face. But I'm loving it with the lip. Let me know what you think of this look. If you have this palette, if it's on your wish list, let me know what you think. I'm loving all the shimmers. This one I haven't put on a lid, so I don't know if this one is going to be flaky or not too. This one was a beast. This was a baby beast. But these three right here, they're smooth, they're creamy, they're not chunky. With sponge tip, because of how I was swirling them in the pan, and when I tap off, some of the shadow did tap off, but when I would just use a brush and just swipe it, there was no kick up, no anything in the pan. But with a sponge tip, these will do that, just because of the movements of getting the shadow onto the tool. But I am liking this palette. The mattes are phenomenal. I love that there's a black in here. So if you want to deepen it up even more, I could have done that, but I didn't want to go too dark because it was a green look. And so I'm like, let's just deepen it with the green. And I'm glad we did, even though, as I said, this look is very similar to a few that I've done before with other things. And I don't like to have dupes in my collection, but you know what? Just don't do this combination again, troll. And you won't have a similar green look to other stuff you did. It's really that simple. So we're going to go. Thank you for being here. That is everything that we did for the face. I appreciate you for being here. If you made it this far, like the video. If you stayed this long, you didn't like it, thumbs down the video. Comments always welcome. Subscribe if you're not already. Click to see what the perks are to join and to see if there's something that you would be interested in doing. There's a lot of links down below, y'all. A lot of links down below. And so that'll be it for this video. Thank you again for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always, self-acceptance, self-love. That is the Crazy Troll Nation way. Thank you, and you will see me soon.